Hare Ram. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. Jai Radha Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Shari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodana Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Yugadharma Shri Harinam Sankirtan Srila Prabhupada ki Samveta Gaura Bhakta ki Sai Gaur Premanande Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, 8th chapter, text number 72. Moreya Agna Karila Sabe Karuna Kariya Tan Sabhara Bole Liki Nirlaja Haya More Agna Karila Sabe Karuna Kariya Tan Sabhara Bole Liki Nirlaja Haya More Agna Karila Sabe Karuna Kariya Tan Sabhara Bole Liki Nirlaja Haya Tan Sabhara Bole Any Matajis? Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. More onto me. Agna order. Karila gave. Sabe all. Karuna merciful. Kariya doing so. Tan Sabhara of all of them. Bole by the order. Liki I write. Lillacha without shame. Aya becoming. By their mercy, all these devotees ordered me to write of the last pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of their order only, although I am shameless, I have attempted to write this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this is written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Purport. To write about the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality Godhead is not an ordinary endeavor, unless one is empowered by the higher authorities or advanced devotees. One cannot write transcendental literature For all such literature must be above suspicion, or in other words, it must have none of the defects of conditioned souls, namely mistakes, illusions, cheating, and imperfect sense perceptions. The words of Krishna and of the disciplic succession that carries the orders of Krishna are actually authoritative. To be empowered to write transcendental literature is a privilege in which a writer can take great pride. As a humble Vaishnava, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, being thus empowered, felt very much ashamed that it was he who was to narrate the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatale Shatari Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurasvai Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangunangayate Kripahatamaham Vande Shri Guru Hare Krishna. So I seek the blessings of all assembled Vaishnavas to speak uh, on the topic of Jagannath Rath Yatra. So somebody may think that what is the link of this verse with Jagannath Rath Yatra? But actually we see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has come to actually experience the bliss of Srimati Radharani, his devotees. He saw that Srimati Radharani is experiencing more bliss than me also. What is that that she is getting in my service? So I want to experience that bliss which my devotees are experiencing. Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ki Jai. So he came specifically to experience that bliss, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a supreme personality Godhead, and especially um, during the Rath Yatra, uh, he has specifically given his mercy to many devotees, but he revealed uh, his glories to the maximum extent to especially two devotees. One is Rupa Goswami and another is King Prataparudra. Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in ecstasy, and once he was singing some particular song which nobody could understand, but only Srila Rupa Goswami could understand that mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because later on, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to the kutir of Rupa Goswami, and he finds that particular verse, and there was Swarup Damodar Goswami also there, and he asks that how come that Rupa Goswami understood my heart, uh, which nobody could understand. So Swarup Damodar says that it is only because you have bestowed your causeless mercy on him. That's why he could understand your heart. Otherwise, normally it appeared like a mundane love song. Some lover is singing for the beloved. Nobody is able to understand it. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, yeah, that is true. Seeing the humility of Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, I actually empowered them. So we are going to see their state of consciousness, also humility, how they approach Lord. And specifically, we see that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, uh, he was 95 years old. And when he was given this order, he went to each and every Vaishnava and he seek their blessings. And here in this particular verse, we can see what is his state of consciousness. Because as an author, he not only heard from Raghunath Das Goswami the pastimes of Lord, but he could even understand the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. Because we see that not only he wrote the pastimes, but what they were thinking in their mind, that also he could write. So it's not just copying, okay, kya bola, I'm just writing whatever I heard, so I'm just writing what I remember. But Krishna has from within revealed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the innermost mood of him and his devotees to Krishnadas Kaviraj. So you can see in so many verses, it writes what is their deepest mood or consciousness, what even they think internally, what they are thinking. So this is not just hearing and just copying, writing. Uh, it is Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito. It is revealed in his heart. He is empowered by Lord Chaitanya. Right? So he is writing what even Rupa Goswami experienced and right? Correct, no? He is able to experience what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced and all the Vaishnavas also, right? And glorify them. Huh? So that's why I took this verse, because why is he empowered so much? We can see in this particular verse that what is he feeling? He's feeling that uh, I am, although I am shameless, I am attempted to write this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So a pure devotee of Lord who is fully qualified, if he feels like this, then a conditioned soul like me, with the four defects, what I should be feeling. Should not have any qualification to speak. But sometimes children try to repeat or speak so that no, they start learning. So we also attempt to speak so that we can learn something from this great acharyas who have such deep humility in their hearts. Sometimes it is actually inconceivable that how can somebody be so humble? Just think little deeply, uh, how these acharyas are so humble. Right? So, even a conditioned soul who is hard hearted, their hearts can be touched by their humility. And obviously, Supreme Lord, who is the abode of all qualities, obviously his heart will be so much touched by their humility. So that's why he is empowered by the Lord to write this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, in the few verses before, he is saying, Jagamadai haite moise papishta, Purushera kita haite moise lagishta. I'm more sinful than Jaga and Madai, and even lower than the worms in the stool. You see similar thing mentioned by Rupa Sanatan also. Uh, but actually we see that Rupa and Sanatan, they even explain why they are more fallen than Jagamadai. Like we say in the Guru Puja also, uh, Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu, Adhama Janarabandhu. Right? I'm the most fallen, and Guru is Karuna Sindhu. So I need his mercy. So when we say I'm the most fallen, so once His Grace Radheshyam was telling that, okay, we may be singing, but if somebody asks how you are fallen, so we may not be able to say. We may think, okay, I think I am not so fallen. He said, actually, we should be able to write a book how we are fallen. So once in one school, I had asked children, can you please write 3 good things in others and 3 bad things about yourself? So after some time, one boy raised his hand, said, sir, I am not able to see any bad in myself. I said, that is your greatest fault. Means if people are so much, have so much false ego sometimes, that they are not able to see any fault in themselves. They think I am so exalted that I don't have any faults in myself. But on the other side, we see our acharyas, even in those who have every fault, they are seeing good. And although they have no fault, still they are able to find faults in themselves. So Krishna empowers where you focus. In the sense, if you focus on somebody is good, he will show good even in the most fallen. If you try to find faults in yourself, Krishna will reveal faults in yourself. But our tendency is we focus on others' faults. इसमें क्या है? We try to magnify also. हाँ, अभी देखो, this fellow is like this, like that. So we speculate sometimes and enlarge even the tiniest of faults sometimes. But on the other hand, the acharyas are completely opposite, right? So we'll see how later Rupa and Sanatan are explaining how they are logically they explain also. This regarding somebody may say, how can one think I am lower than worm in stool? Worm in stool, moving in stool, horrible. I'm lower than that. How can it be? So once in one lecture, Radhesham was telling, one disciple, means one person was aspiring from one guru and he wanted initiation. But Guru said, you wait, I am not very confident of you. Until you become very humble, then only I will give you initiation. And he said, you try to always see faults in people, try to see good. And you keep telling how you saw good in others. So he used to come and try to find good in others, and every time he would tell, okay, this devotee is better than me, this quality, like that, like that. Guru would say, okay, nice, nice, you're progressing. Keep seeing good in others and telling me. So one day he came to Guru and he had one revelation. He said, I saw worm in the stool and I could understand that it is better than me. He said, how you got that realization? He said, this worm in the stool is turning stool into manure. But I am eating nice foodstuffs, I'm turning that into stool. So that's why I realized that that worm in the stool is better than me. Guru said, Rastu. Now you have realized, now you have become really humble. So now you are eligible for initiation. And that is fact actually what he said. Correct? So, uh, so sometimes we are very proud about our body, but we have to realize the facts, how horrible it is. Next he is saying, Moranama Sunay Tara Punyakshaya Moranama Lay Tara Papahaya. Anyone who hears my name loses the results of his pious activities. Anyone who utters my name becomes sinful. So, even it is so deep. He doesn't want his name to be either heard or even spoken also. Generally, we see that conditioned soul is so much attached to his name. That's why we say, na, don't be attached to name, fame, recognition. For example, so suppose names are getting announced. Somebody suddenly tells our name, immediately we become alert. Ah, who is that? Who is there uttering my name? Means we are attached to our, so immediately our attention goes. Oh, somebody called me. Somebody is paying attention to me. So humility, what Prabhupada gives definition of humility? Not being anxious to being honored or receive respect. So in this particular verse, we can see how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's humility is so deep that he doesn't want his name to be even spoken or even heard also. And not only that, he is saying if you hear, you lose all your past results of your past activities and you will become sinful. So better be careful. It's warning also that if you, in case if you hear, no, this will be the thing. So better you don't. He's giving warning. Suppose in some price distribution, different names are being told, right? So and so distributed so many books and like this. But we are waiting for what? we are we are not concerned about whose names are being announced. Sometimes we may be concerned that okay, he distributed so much. Okay, okay. Next time we will see. In a competitive mode, we may be concerned. But we are most concerned when will my name come? Suppose it comes at the end. क्या फायदा है? कोई नहीं, कैप क्लैप करने के लिए भी कोई नहीं उधर. इसको अकल नहीं कब बोलना है. कोई कुछ क्या फायदा जब सब लोग हैं ताली बजा रहे हैं. थोड़ा हमारा नाम आता तो अच्छा होता था. गया. So when will my name come? We are very eager to. That's why we are waiting. Correct? Means at least myself, not all stars. So means that shows how much we are attached to name, fame, recognition. It's very deep. And here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is really attacking on our false ego. Means he's saying this is what is true humility. Should not be attached to your name at all. Should be least concerned. Right? So we see that we hear that how when this Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami went to all the various devotees to seek their mercy. So when he went to Loknath Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Goswami, They said, yeah, definitely we'll pray to Krishna, we'll for you to write this book, but please don't mention our name in the book. Loknath Goswami and Gopal Bhatt Goswami, they are great Vaishnavas, very exalted Vaishnavas. Lord Chaitanya gave so much mercy to them, right? And they, Lord also gave them deities to worship. Means there are so many pastimes. It's not that कुछ नहीं है, वैसे कुछ लिखने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं तो means okay. So if somebody tells that anyway nothing is there to write, so better you. Huh? But so much is there to write also about them. Loknath Goswami is one of the first Goswamis who came, and so many wonderful pastimes are there. Even Gopal Bhatt Goswami, very exalted Vaishnava. So there is so much to write about them. But still they are saying, please don't mention. So see how much humility these acharyas have. So that's why we don't hear in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. In other scriptures we hear. But if we see our own lives, if suppose we helped somebody in writing some book or something, Prabhu, I think can consider, don't please forget my. uh, so people sometimes we see in college or schools, they have this exhibition where they put their stalls. They may be doing some project. Now sometimes somebody doesn't do anything. His only name is there in the project. All other students may be putting all efforts. And some of those students may be absent or something sometimes, but sometimes people are so much want to receive that credit or fame. They keep telling as if they have done everything. Right? So, but here we see this acharyas, their humility is really, really deep. So, uh, we hear, yeah, so that's why actually they are empowered by the Lord. So, we'll see, yeah, Rupa and Sanatan, how they approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, when Rupa and Sanatan, we need to understand their situation, first of all. They were prime ministers and finance ministers for the entire Bengal, not only current Bengal, Bangladesh together. A very huge kingdom. And they actually won the heart of Nawab Hussain Shah by their work, by their intelligence. He was so confident on them that he treated them like brothers. He said, you do whatever, I means, I'll leave the whole kingdom on you. And I'll go for winning other kingdoms. You can just take care of the kingdom. Means he gave them almost full authority. And in Ramkeli, you will see that they had huge palaces, very huge palaces. And their salary was in not paper, but gold coins. I don't know exactly how much, but thousands of gold coins, definitely. So they were very, very rich, so talented. No, they knew so many languages. Uh, Means they had everything. They were so famous. They were beautiful. Everything, all qualifications they had. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Ramkeli, so obviously they were the local administrators. So they could have told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can come to our palace. We like to meet you. They could have even given an order because they are the ministers. But how did they approach? They felt we have no qualification to even meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the dead of night, when nobody is there, so they first approached Nityanand Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. They didn't even directly approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because they felt that we don't have qualification to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. We are so fallen. So what they are saying, when they meet Nityananda and all, they take them to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what They are saying, Nicha jati, Nicha sangi, Kari Nicha kaja, Tomara agritya Prabhu, Kahite vasilaja. Sir, we belong to the lowest class of men, and our associates and employment are also of the lowest type. Therefore, we cannot introduce ourselves to you. We feel very much ashamed standing here before you. So, repeated same feelings you can see. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami or even Srila Rupa Goswami, we see similar attitudes or humility. They have no tinge of pride about themselves, uh, nor they are thinking that I am qualified to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are feeling very much ashamed even to stand here before you. So, Prabhupada says that these acharyas are not just saying. Sometimes we also may say, Prabhu, I am very fallen. No, we may say like, but we may not actually mean it. We may be just saying those words, just showing some external humility just to attract others. But internally, we may be proud or arrogant or not having proper attitude. So, but these acharyas actually, when they say they feel it, they actually mean it. It's not that they are just saying. So, we can see that how they explain now why they are most fallen, right? So, Prabhupada is saying, unfortunately, because of being associated with the Muslim government service, their customs behavior resembled those of Muslims. So, they were named as Dhabir Kas and Sagar Malik. If somebody would work for Muslims, they would also become Muslims. So they were considered as untouchable because they worked for, and we know that they worked not because they wanted money or name fame. Because Nawab Hussain Shah said that you don't work for me, I'll kill all the Vaishnavas. So for the sake of protecting other Vaishnavas, they actually worked for them, right? So yeah, we'll see what they say. Matulyo nasti papatma naparadi cha kashana parihare pi lajjame imbruve purushottama. Dear Lord, let us inform you that no one is more sinful than us, nor is there any offender like us. Even if we wanted to mention our sinful activities, would immediately become ashamed. And what to speak of giving them up? Patita pavana hetu tomar avatar, ama bhai jagate patita nahyar. The two brothers said, Dear Lord, you have incarnated to deliver fallen souls. You should consider in this world there is none so fallen than us. Then they are saying, You have delivered two brothers Jagai Badai, but to deliver them, you did not have to exert yourself very much. The two now they are explaining why they are fallen than Jagai and Madai. They are saying this Jagai Madai belonged to Brahman caste. Their residence was in the holy place of Navadip. And they never served low class persons, nor were they instruments to abominable activities. So now they gave explanation why Jagai Madai are better than them. Because they never worked for these mlechas like us, but we worked, that's why. Hmm? They were born in Brahmana caste. Uh, Jagai Madai had but one fault, they were addicted to sinful activity. However, volumes of sinful activity can be burnt to ashes simply by dim reflection of chant. Because sometimes Jagai Madai, when devotees would chant, in anger they would also chant, or in drunken state they would also sometimes chant the holy names. So they are saying because they chanted holy names, although they are sinful, all their sinful reactions are gone. But we, even though we knew that this is wrong, still we worked for this mlechas. So one important lesson is that actually when we are working in this world, when we actually work for some company where people are very sinful, right? So this is what actually we should be feeling. Because sometimes our mind may become proud. We may take pride. Oh, I am working in such and such MNC. I'm getting so much package. Uh, this and that. Sometimes devotees also appreciate. Oh, you got in this very good. Very but internally, what we should be feeling is actually this. Because the fact is, just like they felt, the same thing is true, right? When we are working for any, so those people are no less sinful. They may be even more sinful than our Nawab Hussain Shah, right? Correct. In terms of when you see the whole modern civilization and what all they do, hmm, what they, the product which they make, what it is actually used for. So one should not become proud about one's job or one's position, but one should learn from acharyas. We see that even Rupa and Sanatan's parents, they were praying to Krishna. They were even performing tapasya. Please relieve my sons from such situation. Now the modern day parents, it's exactly opposite. Oh Krishna, please give my son job in Google or Microsoft. And people sometimes they become very what do you call? They lament. Oh, I got in this company such less package. Actually, I should have got in that. No, they become very. They sometimes develop inferiority complex. So, but here we see what is the mood of Rupa and Sanatan. They were only seeing good in Jaga and Madai, finding faults in themselves. Right. So, so they are actually explaining why they are fallen. They are saying we too are millions and millions of times inferior to Jaga and Madai. We are more degraded, fallen, and sinful than they are. We belong to the caste of meat eaters because we are servants of meat eaters. Indeed, our activities are exactly like those of meat eaters because we always associate with such people. We are inimical towards the cows and brahmanas. So somebody may say, Array, if I work for meat eaters, how can it be uh, we also become like them? Because one thing is, whom we are serving, we get those qualities. Uh, and the reaction is obviously there, the sinful reactions. So, so that's why they are feeling like that. So, because Rupa and Sanatan were so highly qualified, but still they are feeling like that. So, that's why you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually, uh, his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions that his heart actually gets melted by their humility because they had such deep humility that it actually melted the hearts of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why they were empowered by the Lord. So it is such kind of humility that attracts Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, right? So, and we also see similarly uh, this King Pratap Rudra also in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he mentions Raja kahe ami tomar daser anudas Vrityera Vritya Kare Tomara Ash. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks, who are you? He is serving Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is massaging his feet. He asks, who are you? So king doesn't say, I am the king, local king. Please understand. He doesn't say that I am the king. He says, oh my Lord, I am the most obedient servant of your servants. And it is my ambition that you will accept me as servants of your servants. Prabhupada gives amazing purport. Uh, we'll read this purport and end. The greatest achievement for a devotee is to become servant of servants of the Lord. Actually, no one should desire to become the direct servant of the Lord. That is not a very good idea. When Prahlad Maharaj was offered a benediction by Narasimhadev, Prahlad rejected all kinds of material benedictions, but he prayed to become the servant of servants of the Lord. When Dhruva Maharaj was offered a benediction by Kuvera, the treasure of demigods, Dhruva would have asked for unlimited material opulences, but he simply asked for benediction of becoming servant of servants of the Lord. Always Sridhar was a very poor man, but when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give him a benediction, he also prayed to the Lord to be allowed to remain servant of servants of the Lord. The conclusion is that being the servant of the servants of the Supreme Personality Godhead is the highest benediction one can desire. Hari Bol. So, in this world, people want to become boss on a boss. Like Prabhupada says that when he went to the Dye Nippon company and he met all the managers, at the end, one manager remained and he asked, "What's the goal of your life?" He had all the visiting cards of the managers. He removed his and kept on the top. He said, "This is the goal. I want to become the in charge or topmost of all this." Uh, but we see devotees exactly opposite. They want to become the servant of servants. So what Prahlad, Dhruva, Kolve Sridhar, when they got darshan of the Lord, after performing so many austerities, so much, they underwent so many difficulties, and after you know, performing so much devotional service, they got this opportunity to, or they got this benediction. So, but I was in one lecture, I was hearing that we are getting similar benediction even though we have not done any austerities like Dhruva, even though we have not undergone so many difficulties like Prahlad, even though we have not done any devotional service like Sridhar Kolvech. What is our devotion? Completely insignificant. But still, we are given that uh, most amazing benediction of becoming the servant of servant. So, what is our qualification? We have no qualification. The qualification belongs to Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada. It's their mercy that we are getting this similar opportunity. So we should be grateful to Srila Prabhupada and all our acharyas that they are actually teaching us what should be our mood in approaching the Lord. So Srila Jagannath Rath Yatra is a very amazing festival where Lord Himself is coming out to give His mercy to all the fallen conditioned souls. But we should not think that, okay, Lord is going for conditioned souls. Anyway, I am elevated. No, we should think I am that conditioned soul. Lord is actually coming to give me mercy. Not that, okay, Jagannath, no, you give for, I am already Haribol. No, that conditioned soul is myself. So, Lord is so merciful that He is coming in so many ways and means to give His mercy. So, Lord can reveal or give us the highest realizations when we have this kind of mood when we are participating in Rath Yatra. That's why King Prataparudra, he was the only one who could see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing in all the seven circles. That realization or that revelation was given only to him because of his deep service attitude and becoming the servant of servant. Right? So this is what we should try to have, this mood when we are participating not only in the Rath Yatra but in general in our devotional service. Then we can attract Lord Chaitanya's mercy, who is Namo Mahavadanyaya. I also thought of speaking about Gundicha Marjan little, but time is not there. But we can see one purport of uh, Madhya Leela 12.135, where there is an elaborate purport given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, 12.135, which is he's talking about how this cleaning of Gundicha temple represents cleaning of our heart. So it's a very amazing purport, very big, but if you pay attention to those details, we can advance very much. So Prabhupada is mentioning that before we invite Lord into your heart, Jagannath Rath Yatra means we are pulling the Rath. Gopis are taking Krishna back to Vrindavan. So Vrindavan also represents, means our heart should also be like Vrindavan. Vrindavan represents purity, simplicity, devotion. So if our heart is also like that, Vrindavan, then we can invite Lord also to please come and stay in our heart. But before we invite Lord into our hearts should be pure. So what it takes to purify our heart, or what are our impurities, sometimes we may not be able to see. So the Acharyas very kindly explained so many impurities actually. You'll be amazed to see that there are so many kinds of impurities mentioned in the purport. Sometimes we may not be thinking about them also. So many different versions of impurities uh, and attitudes, wrong attitudes we have are mentioned. A very elaborate purport, but it is very essential for us to read and deeply think that how I actually have this impurities. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed that how we should be so enthusiastic in cleansing our heart. Because he has shown great enthusiasm in cleansing the heart uh, again and again. He collects more than all the other devotees collected. And he would glorify those who gathered the most. So, indicating that those who are enthusiastic in cleansing the heart, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very pleased. So, we are fortunate that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared just 500 years back, and he showed all of us that how we should be enthusiastic in preparing ourselves for the Rath Yatra. So even before the Rath Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did this. It is not only the external cleaning of the Gundicha temple, but also cleansing one's own heart, so that Lord can be invited and Lord can stay in our hearts. So today we discussed mainly about the mood of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Rupen Sanatan, because they had such deep humility, because of which they could attract Lord's mercy. We discussed so many verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita, that how they were actually feeling ashamed even to approach uh, the Lord. So we are every day given the opportunity to approach Lord in various ways, through holy name, darshan of deities. But do we actually feel like that anytime? You should ask, did we ever feel ashamed to stand before Lord and pray? Or do we ever felt ashamed to chant in such a horrible way, that I am chanting so horribly? We may just do it very ritualistically, not feeling, um, not having much feelings for the Lord. So Acharyas are teaching us this is how we should approach the Lord. We should not think that, okay, because Lord was there, they were feeling. No, Lord is not there. No, Lord is there now also. Lord is manifesting in so many ways and means. That's why he is Bhavagrahi Janardana, right? So he is actually seeing what is our attitude in approaching him. That's what the devotees, uh, we see that how deep is their humility in approaching the Lord. That's why they have received that mercy. And we see that devotees not only say, but they also actually explain why they are fallen. So we should actually think very deeply. If acharyas are feeling like that, what about me? I'm so far away from these qualities, that kind of attitude. And also, we discussed about how Lord Chaitanya cleaned the Gundicha temple and taught all of us that this is how we should be preparing the Rath Yatra, by cleansing our own hearts so that we can invite Lord and request Him to stay in our hearts. So, thank you very much. श्री चैतन्य चरतामृत की जय, श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्री रूप श्री सनातन गोस्वामी की, प्रताप रुद्र की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय.
When we are in the preaching movement, we need to be humble, definitely, yes. But at the same time, you need to identify what are the weakness on the others so that we can help them. So now, if you cultivate the mood that you should not see uh, bad in others, but how will we correct them? What should be the mood when we are correcting? Or is there anything wrong in doing that, or telling them what is that they are undergoing or what they are doing is not the appropriate? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so first thing is, so if we are given a service where we are trying to guide others, so definitely sometimes we may have to guide them where they are going wrong, because otherwise they may get distracted in devotional service. So, but that should be only when we are giving that service. Otherwise, if suppose somebody is not in that service and finding faults, then it is actually not good. That comes under the fault finding tendency. One may tell to their authorities that this may harm him. Like somebody is child and no, is eating something wrong, then we may have to avoid. Otherwise, he may get sick, right? Or he's trying to cross the road on his own, he may get accident. So, as a service, the elders may correct him, right? Like somebody is not studying child, then if he allow, okay, let him play, then he will fail in the exam. So the parents may sometimes correct, but that is out of love. It's not out of envy or anger. So similarly, when we are trying to correct someone, that is out of service, as a service, because we have been given this service to serve them. So this is not that I don't have faults. I also have so many faults, but I am given this service to serve them. So, and before we actually tell, also we can check whether we have any envy or is there any anger towards them because of sometimes if it is not like, if it is really a good motive and in the proper mood also. Sometimes we tell angrily, then they may not take it only. We try to have a good relation with them first of all, because people also may not take until we have good relation with them. Like children may take correction because they are very nicely connected with the parents. They understand this is also out of love. So if the people feel that there is genuinity in the correction, so they may accept it sometimes. Sometimes they may not also, but so as a service we are doing, not to find faults. But at the same time, we can also think, do I also have such thing? Maybe I also have. So let me also improve. Like sometimes we may correct somebody is not chanting properly, is sleeping or getting distracted. But we can also think, but how I am chanting first? I also may not be chanting properly. So let me also improve. So when we ourselves also try to improve in what we are correcting others. Because Krishna sees, okay, ये उसको बोल रहे हैं मगर ये खुद नहीं बोले. So then it will not have any effect. Like that story is there. One teacher, one guru uh, was there, and one mother takes a child that he is attached to eating sweets. So can you help him? So the guru says, you come after 2 weeks. So then the guru, after 2 weeks, he says, no, please stop eating sweets. It's not good for you. So then the child stops. Mother says, you could have told same thing 2 weeks back. Why again you called us for this? I thought you are going to do some special puja or something or something. Then he told, I was also attached to sweets and I was also eating. So I wanted to practice and then I wanted to tell him. So means when you actually practice and you tell, then it has that potency. So you should also check whether I am myself practicing. Because people also will see. So he is telling, but what about himself? Is he really practicing? Then they, if they are seeing that they don't practice, they will not take it seriously on. He's telling something, but they'll not take it seriously. So that aspect is also important. So we are trying to serve uh, them, like, because that is our service given as a father or as a friend. We are trying to assist them. So, Alex, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaya